How's everybody doing today? I'm Charles Turner. This is my cousin Dyson Samuels, and you guys are locked in to the Stingers Up uh, YouTube podcast. I guess we're not affiliated with Sac State or anything like that, but we're big fans of the local scenery out there in Sacramento. So we didn't see too many people reporting on the Sac State game. We know Sac State had a lot of hype coming into this game against South Dakota State Jackrabbits. You know, we had a lot of four-star recruits. We had Coach Brennan Marion, Nathan Kenyon, a guy that I'm familiar with from the 7-on-7 KT prep circuit. So Sac State had a lot of hype going into this game, and to say the least, you know, we were, you know, as us being local Sacramento fans and Sacramento being, you know, us wearing Sacramento on our sleeve, you know, we were kind of talking our stuff this year with how we were going to try to transition to be more involved with the Hornets this year. We've seen all the noise that they were making with the new football stadium, and they got all this hype surrounding the team. And then it was like such a letdown. So, you know, I'm not going to over panic because I know sometimes with a lot of hype comes a lot of pressure. And at the end of the day, hey, you guys got to be able to go out there and perform under pressure. So we're not saying that. But at the end of the day, it's a new conference for Coach Brandon Marion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these coaches in this league have prepared for Sac State before, so they weren't nervous. And I got to give South Dakota State a lot of credit. They did not flinch. They came ready. They came prepared, and they gave it to us. So, you know, I just want to know how you feel about, you know, the hype that you were hearing, maybe just the disappointment, and maybe something that you maybe can say to the fans to kind of just rile everybody kind of down a little bit, because I know there may be some disappointment, but hey, that kind of comes with the territory, man, when you got a lot of hype.
Yeah, man, just living out here in Sacramento, it was seeming like that, you know, this was like rejuvenation, especially just with a lot of the high school programs going on out here, just seeing where the pipeline is going to go through. Can we start going through Sac State, you know, with our homegrown talent? And I'm not going to necessarily say that, okay, the first game was a letdown, but the first game was a bad game. It didn't really showcase what I feel that they're going to be able to do throughout the season. Just as far as what I've seen, it was a defensive game. Our defense showed up. It made a lot of huge plays. Kept South Dakota State from scoring, but it was our offense. Our offense couldn't get it done, man. Jaden Rashada transferred, like you said. He was not out there producing, my man. He was. I don't know if it was the hype or was the expectation, but you go 11 for 27 for a $107 and an interception. I don't. That's either timidness or scheme. And he did hold the ball a little bit, tried to force a lot of plays. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that does come with players that got big arms. So they generally tend to hold the ball a little bit too long because they feel like they can fit it in. So I think that didn't bode well. But I also say a scheme because we have our running back, Rodney Hammond. He only carried the ball six times for 12 yards. That's not Rashada's fault. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
where's that at? Where was the relief? Where was the scheming to get him open? So that's going to follow on Brandon a little bit and his offensive coordinators and things. But the defense and the intensity of the game was there. South Dakota State, they just came to play. I mean, Chase Mason, 17 for 23, a $190, a touchdown. That's how you come out. And they was holding it down in their home. You know, that's how you come out. The Jackrabbits wasn't playing. You got Julius Longridge. I think that's how you say his name, his running back. 22 carries, 159. You see the difference in the numbers? 22 carries, 6 carries,
Right.
17 for 23,
Right.
11 for 27. And then you got the receiver, Lofton Ogrowski, I think that's how you say his name. 5 receptions, 76 yards and a touchdown for South Dakota. And Jordan Anderson for us, 4 receptions, 49 yards. It just didn't seem like we won the battle of the offense. Our defenses, they came out ready to play. I don't want to say that the season, that's the first game. You know, you generally, that second game is where you see where it's at. But that first showcase, and we went into somebody's house, man, we didn't represent too hard. So we're going to see what happens on this next game.
Yeah, and you know what, Dyson, I think you bring up an excellent point as far as the running back discrepancy. I mean, I get Coach Merriman; he's bringing this go-go offense, and it's a high power explosive passing offense. He said that this offense was kind of designed because I kind of did a background research on him, and basically he said that he kind of did a lot of the dirty work with coming up as a coach, with taking a lot of the jobs that some of these other coaches didn't want to take to some of these other smaller schools. So he had to create his offense basically to try to see how much success he can get with not, the greatest of players, the greatest of recruits. So he said, how can I get a still high powered offense? And that's how the go-go offense was built. So with that being said, it requires a lot of passing and get some guys involved. But I think you've seen coming into this conference here, you're gonna have to be able to run the ball. And Sacramento State has great running backs. I mean, let's not get that misconstrued. We have guys on this team that can run the ball. So it's just a matter of finding out ways to get them involved. And that's why I said, everything's a learning experience. They can either easily have come out and had one thing on their head and say, hey, we're coming out, we're going to just blow these guys out the door with passing the ball. And that was their game plan. And then now you get a lot of film on this shit and you're like, holy shit, I may have to change some shit up, get my running backs involved. And Coach Merriman's a great coach. I think that he can make adjustments. And this is where you're going to see how good he is. You know what I'm saying? How good he is in the film room, how does Sac State adjust. Now I think nobody's sniffing Sac State's ass anymore. Like the word is out now. We've got ourselves a humble South Dakota. South Dakota gave us a humble piece of pie this past week. So I just think that offense requires a lot of passing, but this clearly shows that you have to get your running backs involved. 6 carries. There's really no excuses for that. Jaden Rashada, he did look a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple underthrows that I seen out there that receivers were just kind of wide open and it was skipping the ball. So I mean, this is a guy that you expect to be able to at least make those short dink and dunk throws and be able to hit the open targets. And it seemed like he was struggling, but I will give my man credit. There were some times where he did show that 4-star recruit arm talent where he got that ball in the air and he got the guys the ball. And you can see the offense. I mean, I can see where the offense is coming from. I just think that we need to just mix it up a little more and, and just and kind of, peep what everybody else is doing. I think we were kind of, we had in our mind that, and I like it, we're going to be the trendsetters of this league. Everybody's going to have to follow us. I don't need to go on. I'm not saying that they're not watching film on everybody, but it's almost like we didn't know what to expect out there. It was like we were not ready for that game. And so I don't know if it was overhype. I don't know if it was overconfidence, but I know that we should be more prepared, and 3 points is inexcusable with the amount of 4-star recruits that we have on this team. So I'm looking forward to some adjustments. I know some great guys over there, like my guy Nate Kenyon, man. I got a lot of respect for him. He's a safeties coach. And Coach Merriman and a lot of the other guys out there, man. I'm really expecting them guys to come into the next game and make some noise. So a little bit of the stats, like you said, Rodney Hammond, 6 carries, 12 yards. Jordan Anderson, 4 receptions, 49 yards. And then, you had Cecil Williams. He had, Cardell Williams. He had 1 carry, -3 yards. And then Jaden Rashada, he had a -9-yard run. So I guess there was a lot of runs. And then Savion Red had, 3 carries as well. So it seems like we mixed a lot of different running backs up. Jamar Curtis had 5 runs as well. So they mix it up a lot. And I think this is kind of going to find out what running back they're going to like the most. It seems like Damian Henderson II, he had the highest average average carries per yard, was 3.0 per carry. And so, maybe they look to get him the ball a little more in the next game. I don't know, but I definitely think that there needs to be some adjustments made. And because the talent's there, the coaching is there. It's just a matter of putting everything together.
Yeah, definitely, man. I contributed to, like I said, even hyping the nerves. Like it wasn't like Rashada had a bad game. It's just as the quarterback in football, the game is going to go how you go. So it's unfortunate. It's not about individual stats. Just say like each completion down the field was like a point or something like that. Like if you were to score in basketball, but unfortunately, it's all about that drive to the touchdown. So if you can go all the way downfield and complete all the passes, and then you don't complete the drive and get a touchdown or a score, none of that matters. You know what I'm saying? So there was some
Absolutely.
good plays. He's the one thing about him I like is he does have a big arm. He has cannon, real quick, twitchy. He can move. His pocket awareness wasn't all the way there, and we can get into that because the O line was not out there. Them big boys, we need to block better too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of trench plays that we're not getting into because we're just coming off a base reaction of the game. But it was a lot of trench play, man. We need to get stronger. We need to get a little bit more tougher in the paint and give those boys some lanes to run and give him some time to get it out there because you could tell Rashada wanted to dink and dunk a little bit too much because he didn't feel like he had a lot of time. That plays into it,
Great point.
especially that defense. South Dakota State defense wasn't playing. They was getting in there, man. It was making it hard on those boys. But vice versa, we were too on defense. Like I said, we stopped them a lot of times, and we got a forced fumble. Even though they got the fumble, we threw up that interception, which was a drive killer and everything. I'm not going to knock him because that interception was a long pass that it was a 50-50 ball, and hey, if you ain't gonna punt it, throw it. The player may get it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm not even knocking him on that. But you can just tell that instead of us going out there and executing our game plan, we were trying to see what was going to work. And that's when you kind of fall into that trap, not knowing, not being sure, like, okay, let's do this. Is this going to work? Is that going to
Yeah.
work? You got to have those bread and butter plays where you know you're going to get 10, 15 yards. It's going to yield you at least 30 yards downfield if I put these combinations together. Always thinking 3 to 4 plays ahead. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Setting teams up so to where I'm not thinking about the plays. I'm just executing. I'm just using my athleticism. I know it's going to be there. And then if it's not, I have another option. Sometimes it looked like it was only one option for Rashada to go to. So that's why I said a scheme too. You can't just blame him for his only option not being open. And he's like, well, I'm just going to throw the ball anyway instead of taking this sack.
Very
So
good
I
point.
do agree with you when it comes to, he was out there skipping rocks a lot. And, you got to get that ball up, but you ain't trying to throw an interception. And we understand that. And we always got to put it, these are major recruits, but these aren't professionals yet. You know what I'm saying? These ain't NFL players. So
Right.
he like, man, I'm trying to, I ain't trying to throw too many interceptions before I get paid. You know what I'm saying? Forget that
Right.
NIL money. Like I'm trying to make sure I'm cool, which I
Yeah.
understand, bro. But I'm not panicked about this game. I don't really think it was a bad game. I think it was just a bad start. We went out to somebody else's house. They wasn't having it. And we was like, all right, respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Hey man, we got to get those boys from South Dakota, State a lot of
Yeah.
credit. And guys, everybody, I see you guys coming in, man. We appreciate it. At one point, there was like 30 people in here. And thanks for the like, guys. And if you guys got anything to say, please comment. That's the way that we kind of keep this going. We like you guys to engage and let us know what you think. We didn't see too much reporting on it, so we were like, man, we got to get involved in this because we were super passionate about it. And looking at the next game, it almost seems like shit gets harder because you go and you start smelling your own shit. You're like, man, we can go and roll over South Dakota State, and then maybe we can start showing everybody, and then we can maybe roll over Nevada and show these people we to be, we deserve to be in the big dog house, which is the major Division I teams. Now we go and play a Nevada Wolfpack team who just played Penn State. Now, mind you, Penn State got them pretty good, but the beginning of that game, I kind of watched I think the first half of that game. Nevada was pretty much they were holding their own against them, and so you got to look at Nevada now. The Wolfpack, they're over here looking at us like, hey, these guys just went out and got clipped by South Dakota, and so what I'm saying is it's not going to get easier. Now we're like a wounded animal running through the forest, and now people notice that now, and so I'm just now in a way I like this because Sac State is going to get challenged very very early in the season. We're going to know for sure how serious they are really quickly. So I'm excited about the next game. I still got my stingers up on, man. It is all stingers
Definitely.
here. I mean, we're pumped up about this, and that's kind of why we're so passionate. But I just want to know what you guys think. Let us know how you guys feel. Looking at some of the next few games in the schedule, looks like we have Nevada Wolfpack coming up, and then we got Mercyhurst, and then Central AR, Cal Poly, Weber State. Weber State's a good team in there. Northern Colorado, Montana, Eastern Washington, Portland State. I might can go to that game because I'm in Seattle, living in Seattle area, so I can go maybe go out there to Portland State and the game in Eastern Washington as well. That's actually right here, about 2 hours from me, so I can go and maybe hit that game up November 1st. And then the final game, the biggest game of the season, is against the UC Davis Aggies, which my cousin personally said that I need to get out there and fly out there and come
Yeah.
home, and you guys will see us doing a live stream together that game, the pregame and postgame, and then we'll try to get some pictures and footage and stuff throughout the game. But yeah, guys, just this is our first our first YouTube podcast on the Stingers football. We're kind of we told ourselves from the very beginning we're going to be all in on this team, win, lose or draw. We've never really been like the biggest college football fans, and so now that Sacramento is kind of making some noise, it makes us feel proud because we are real Sacramentians. And so it means a lot to us to be able to have a good team. And so we want to show our support and show, our love to the team and be able to report on them and try to get some noise going for the Sacramento State football Hornets. Cousin, you got anything else before we kind of wrap things up on our first one, man? It's been a good one.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys jumping in. We're gonna stay with Sacramento sports in general. We starting off with the football, but we're gonna be tapping into everything, man. Everything that Sacramento State sports, men's and women's, and just local sports too. Like our Republic. Even while the A's is still out here, lobbying to get a hockey team out here, lobbying to get our own baseball team out here, things like that. Man, we want to bring sports out to Sacramento, so definitely tap into some of these high schools that are making noise, like Folsom, Grant,
Yes. Yes.
Monterey Trails and stuff. So we're gonna be on location. We're definitely gonna be at that Sac State Aggies game. So if you guys want to meet us, check us out, meet and greet. Hey man, we're gonna be at that Aggies game, man. Stingers up.
That's right, man. That's right, and that's another good point on other content, guys. We're gonna try to get some interviews in the future, hopefully with some Sac State coaches. Like I said, I know Coach Nate Kenyon. Hopefully, I'm gonna reach out to him and maybe try to get some words from him and just kind of ask him, what he's looking forward to in the season and see how things go. I know he's a busy man, so hopefully we can get them and try to get some more interviews as we start getting more noise and people around the Sac State area start to see that we're reporting on the team and that we're trying to spread positive vibes for the team. So we appreciate you guys, man. If you guys like, subscribe, please share it. Whenever we try to come on, we'll leave notifications, and we're definitely going to try to get more active with other Sacramento sports, and we do other things as well. So just kind of check out the channel and let us know what you guys think. But we appreciate everybody. And like always, man, Sacramento Stingers up.
You feel me?
Let's get it. All right, y'all. Have a good one.